Welcome to this simple guide on how to meditate. Many people think meditation is complicated, something only for monks on mountaintops. But that's not true at all. Meditation is for everyone, including you. It's a simple skill that can help you feel calmer, more focused, and happier. You don't need any special equipment, fancy clothes, or a quiet monastery. All you need is a little bit of time and a willingness to try. This guide will walk you through the very basics, step by step, using only what you already have. First, let's talk about where to meditate. The perfect place is anywhere you can sit without being disturbed for a few minutes. It could be a chair in your living room, a corner of your bedroom, or even a quiet bench in a park. Don't worry about making it perfect. The goal is just to find a spot where you feel relatively comfortable and won't be immediately interrupted. Turn off your phone's notifications if you can. You just need a little pocket of peace in your regular day. It's about finding stillness amidst the noise. Now, let's think about how to sit. You don't need to twist yourself into a pretzel shape. The most important thing is to be comfortable and keep your back straight but not stiff. You can sit on a regular chair with your feet flat on the floor and your hands resting on your lap. If you prefer sitting on the floor, you can use a cushion to lift your hips slightly, which can make it more comfortable. The key is to find a posture you can hold for a little while without fidgeting. A straight spine helps with alertness. The core of this simple meditation is your breath. You don't need to breathe in any special way, just breathe normally as you always do. Your job is simply to pay attention to it. Notice the feeling of the air entering your nose, filling your lungs, and then leaving your body. Feel your belly rise and fall with each breath. Your breath is your anchor to the present moment. Whenever your mind starts to wander, you can always gently bring your attention back to the sensation of breathing. It's always there for you. What happens when you get distracted? Your mind will wander. That's what minds do. You'll think about your to-do list, what to have for dinner, or a conversation you had yesterday. This is completely normal and it happens to everyone, even experienced meditators. The goal is not to have an empty mind. When you notice your mind has drifted away, gently and without judgment, guide your attention back to your breath. Every time you do this, you are strengthening your focus. It's like a bicep curl for your brain. How long should you meditate? When you're just starting, keep it short and simple. Try for just 3 to 5 minutes. It might not sound like much, but it's a great way to build a new habit. It's much better to meditate for 3 minutes every day than for 1 hour once a month. You can set a gentle timer so you don't have to worry about the time. As you get more comfortable, you can gradually increase the duration if you feel like it. But even a few minutes a day can make a real difference in your life. Consistency is more important than duration. Think of it like exercise. You wouldn't expect to get strong by going to the gym for a huge session just once a year. It's the regular, consistent practice that builds strength. The same is true for meditation. A few minutes each day helps to train your mind to be more present and calm. Find a time that works for you. Maybe it's right after you wake up, during your lunch break, or before you go to sleep. Linking it to an existing habit can make it easier to remember. Let's talk more about thoughts. It's a common myth that you need to stop your thoughts to meditate. This is impossible. Instead of fighting your thoughts, just let them be. Imagine them as clouds floating across the sky. You are the sky, and the thoughts are just passing through. You don't have to grab onto them or follow them. Just acknowledge them. There's a thought about work, and then gently return your focus to your breath. This practice of non-judgmental observation is a key part of mindfulness. Sometimes sitting still can be difficult. If you find it hard to sit, you can try a simple walking meditation. Find a small space where you can walk back and forth a few steps. Walk very slowly and deliberately. Pay attention to the sensation of your feet on the ground. Feel the heel lifting, the foot moving through the air, and then the sole making contact with the floor again. Your focus is on the physical sensation of walking, just as you would focus on your breath. This is a great way to bring mindfulness into movement. It's important to be kind to yourself during this process. Some days your meditation will feel easy and calm. Other days your mind will feel like a busy highway with thoughts zooming by. That's okay. There is no such thing as a bad meditation. The simple act of showing up and taking the time to sit is a success in itself. Don't judge your practice. Just notice what's happening without adding a layer of criticism. This self-compassion is a huge benefit of the practice. It spills over into the rest of your life. You can also use your senses to anchor you in the present moment. After you've focused on your breath for a bit, you can expand your awareness. What do you hear? Notice the sounds around you without labeling them as good or bad. Just hear them as pure sound. What do you feel? Notice the sensation of your clothes on your skin or the temperature of the air. This practice helps you connect with the world around you in a more direct and peaceful way. It pulls you out of your busy mind and into the now. Let's recap the basic steps. First, find a comfortable and quiet place. Second, sit in a way that is relaxed but upright. Third, gently bring your attention to the natural rhythm of your breath. Fourth, when your mind wanders, notice it without judgment and guide your focus back to your breath. And fifth, start with just a few minutes and practice consistently. That's it. That is the entire practice in a nutshell. It is simple, accessible, and powerful. You have everything you need to begin right now. Integrating mindfulness into your daily life is the next step. Meditation isn't just about the time you spend sitting on a cushion. It's about bringing that quality of attention to everything you do. When you're washing the dishes, really feel the warm water on your hands. When you're drinking a cup of tea, notice the warmth and the flavor. These small moments of presence can transform your day. You don't need to add more activities to your schedule. You just bring awareness to what you're already doing. It's about living more fully. One helpful technique is the body scan, meditation. You can do this lying down, which makes it a great practice to do before sleep. Starting from your toes, you bring your attention to each part of your body, one by one. Notice any sensations you feel, warmth, tingling, pressure, without judging them. You're not trying to change anything, just observing. This helps you to connect with your body and can be very relaxing. It's a wonderful way to release tension you might not have even known you were holding on to. What are the benefits you can expect? People who meditate regularly often report feeling less stressed and anxious. They might find it easier to concentrate and focus on tasks. Meditation can also lead to a greater sense of emotional balance and well-being. You might find you're less reactive to difficult situations and have more patience with yourself and others. These changes don't happen overnight, but with consistent practice, you'll start to notice a positive shift in your inner world. Remember, the goal of meditation is not to achieve some special state or to escape from your life. It's about becoming more present and aware of your life as it is. It's about learning to be with your thoughts and feelings without being overwhelmed by them. It's about finding a sense of peace and stability that comes from within, not from external circumstances. This inner resource is always available to you, anytime you choose to turn your attention inward and connect with your breath. Let's discuss common challenges. You might feel restless or bored, your legs might fall asleep, you might even feel sleepy yourself. All of this is normal. Just notice these feelings as they arise and pass away, just like thoughts. If you're feeling very sleepy, you can try opening your eyes slightly or making sure your spine is straight. If you're restless, you can bring a very gentle and curious attention to that feeling of restlessness itself. It's all part of the practice of being with what is. Another simple practice is a loving-kindness meditation. After a few minutes of focusing on your breath, you can bring to mind someone you care about. Silently repeat simple, positive phrases directed toward them, such as, "May you be happy," "May you be healthy," "May you be safe." Then you can offer these same phrases to yourself. "May I be happy," "May I be healthy," "May I be safe." This practice helps to cultivate feelings of compassion and connection, both for others and for yourself. It's a beautiful way to soften the heart. How do you know if you're doing it right? The simple answer is, if you are intentionally sitting and paying attention to your breath, you are doing it right. There's no other standard. The goal is the process itself, not a specific outcome. You are practicing awareness. If you are aware that your mind has wandered, that is a moment of success. You have woken up from the daydream. That moment of noticing is a moment of mindfulness. So be gentle with your expectations and trust the process. Think of your mind as a puppy. When you're training a puppy, you don't yell at it every time it wanders off. You gently guide it back to where you want it to be over and over again with patience and kindness. Treat your mind the same way. When it wanders off into thought, gently and kindly guide it back to the breath. This gentle returning is the essence of the practice. Each time you do it, you are cultivating patience and strengthening your ability to choose where you place your attention. Let's talk about the science behind it just a little. Studies have shown that regular meditation can actually change the structure and function of the brain. It can reduce the density of the amygdala, the part of the brain associated with fear and stress, and increase the density of the prefrontal cortex, which is associated with focus and self-awareness. So when you're sitting and watching your breath, you're not just relaxing, you are actively reshaping your brain for the better. You can try using a simple word or phrase as your anchor instead of the breath. This is sometimes called a mantra. It can be any word that feels calming to you, like peace or calm. You can silently repeat the word to yourself with each inhale or exhale. This can be helpful for people who find their minds are especially busy. The word gives your thinking mind a simple job to do, which can make it easier to settle down and not get carried away by other distracting thoughts. Meditation is not about getting rid of difficult emotions. It's about learning to hold them with more awareness and compassion. When you feel anger, sadness, or fear, instead of immediately reacting or pushing the feeling away, you can learn to just sit with it. Notice how it feels in your body. Breathe with it. This doesn't mean you let the emotion control you. It means you create a space around it, allowing you to respond to situations with more wisdom and less reactivity. You learn that you are bigger than your emotions. One way to make the habit stick is to have a dedicated spot. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just a specific chair or cushion that you use only for your meditation practice. This helps create a psychological trigger. When you sit in that spot, your brain starts to understand that it's time to be still and quiet. It's a simple trick, but it can be very effective in helping you build and maintain a consistent daily routine. It signals a shift from doing to simply being. You can also meditate with your eyes open. If closing your eyes makes you feel sleepy or anxious, just keep them open with a soft, gentle gaze. Look at a neutral spot on the floor or a wall a few feet in front of you. Don't stare intently, just let your gaze rest there softly. The practice is the same. You are still bringing your primary attention to the sensation of your breath, even while you are gently aware of the visual field. This can be a more comfortable way for some people to practice. Remember that your mind is not your enemy. It is a wonderful tool, but it often runs on autopilot, pulling you into the past or the future. Meditation is the practice of gently taking the reins and deciding where you want to place your attention. It's about being the master of your own mind, rather than being controlled by its every whim. It's about training your attention so you can place it where it's most useful and brings you the most peace and happiness in your life. A helpful analogy is thinking of the mind as a jar of muddy water. If you shake the jar, the water becomes cloudy and you can't see through it. This is like a mind caught up in stress and constant thinking, but if you let the jar sit still for a while, the mud will naturally settle to the bottom and the water will become clear. Meditation is the act of letting the jar sit still. You're not forcing the mud to settle, you're just creating the conditions of stillness for clarity to emerge naturally. Don't be discouraged if you don't feel calm right away. Sometimes, when you first sit down to be quiet, you might notice even more mental noise than before. That's because you've stopped distracting yourself. It's like walking into a room and only then noticing how loud the air conditioner is. This is a normal part of the process. By continuing to sit with it, you are learning to be comfortable with your own inner world, exactly as it is, without needing it to be different. The ultimate goal is to bring this sense of mindfulness into every moment, to be fully present for your life, to truly taste your food, to really listen to your friends, to feel the sunshine on your skin. Life is made up of a series of present moments. If you are constantly lost in thought, you are missing your own life. Meditation is the practice of showing up for your life moment by moment by moment. It is a simple, profound, and life-changing skill that is available to you right now. All you have to do is begin. You can create small mindfulness bells in your day. For example, every time you walk through a doorway, you can use that as a reminder to take one conscious breath. Or every time your phone rings, you can pause and feel your feet on the floor before you answer it. These small moments of waking up throughout the day can be just as powerful as your formal sitting practice. They help bridge the gap between meditation on the cushion and a mindful life off the cushion. In summary, Meditation is profoundly simple. It's about finding a comfortable seat, paying attention to your breath, and gently guiding your mind back whenever it wanders. You don't need anything special to start. You have your breath, you have your body, and you have this present moment. Start with just a few minutes each day. Be patient, be kind to yourself, and trust in the simple, quiet power of this practice. You are giving yourself a wonderful gift of peace and clarity. Thank you for taking this time for yourself.